Hello everyone, this is Dave with you once again, and today I'm going to do some interesting things. I'm going to set up a WordPress website in Amazon Web Service or AWS. Yes, you can choose GoDaddy, you can choose Bluehost. There are plenty of options in your hand, but I personally believe if your website is having at least 50 views or 50 visits in an hour, then you should not choose any shared hostings. And of course you can choose a VPS or dedicated server, but dedicated servers are very expensive, and cloud they're yet cost effective and reliable. So today's video I'm going to discuss how you can set up a very highly reliable and fault tolerant WordPress website over AWS. So let's get started. I'm already logged in my Amazon Web Service console. I'll launch an instance from here. Instances are just like a server. I'll choose Amazon Linux 2. I'll choose T2 Micro, which is having one virtual CPU and 1 gigs of RAM. And also, if you are a new customer, then you are going to get 750 hours of T2 Micro instance as free. So let's go to next. I'll keep everything here as default, and then I'll put 8 gigs of storage. That is sufficient for now. And then I'll name it as name. It should be master web server. This has been popped up already because I created previously with the same name. But do not worry, you can choose any name here, even any key here. So then the security, I'm going to choose SSH, which is actually open for 22, port number 22, and web access, that is actually for HTTP and HTTPS for 80 and 443 respectively. Everything looks good. Then launch. I'm going to use my existing keys. If you have not created any keys already, then you can create it from here. Let's launch it. It takes a couple of minutes to get it up, so bear with me. So as you can see, the instance state is running. Now I'll connect it as connect this with SSH to configure. So to configure the server, what I'll do, I'll install Apache Web Server with WordPress and few configuration that I'm going to explain just now. So I'll just write a script all together to just save time. So let's write the script as configure.sh. Oops, that should be vi. So what does this script do? First I'll update my server, then I'll install Apache, then I'll install PHP 7.2 and MariaDB PHP driver that is actually required for MariaDB PHP connection or MySQL connection. I can use MariaDB driver, that is actually the new variant for MySQL. Don't worry about MySQL, this is actually same. Then I'll navigate to for www.html, then I create a file called healthy.html, which is actually required for health checkup later on. Then I'll download WordPress, latest WordPress from wordpress.org. and then I'll extract the whole content to for www.html, and then I'm removing all the downloaded content, and then I'm changing some permission here. Let me change the permission of a whole HTML directory here. So that should be for www, and then should be HTML, and this is also I like to change the entire directory. So the next line, actually I'm changing the ownership to Apache, and then I'm starting the Apache web server, and I'm making the Apache web service, the web server service, Linux service, to be started on startups. Okay, so save it, and then I'll run as sudo sh, then configure. So if everything goes correct, then you will arrive here, which will actually create a symbolic link of your HTTP service, because we have executed chkconfig HTTP on. So let me check everything up or not. So I'll just click on this domain, and then I'll paste it to my browser. Looks like everything fine. So I'll just make a small test. I'll just stop this server here. So obviously this will get offline. So as it is showing stopped, then I'll start it once again to test the chkconfig has been initialized or not. So let's put the DNS once again here, and looks like it is fine. So as you can see, whenever I'll be stopping or restarting my server here, my IP is going to change if I do not add elastic IP. So as I'll make this server as a master node, I always want that this IP should not get changed every time if I restart it. So what I'll do here, from elastic IP, I'll just I'll just allocate one IP. It should be Amazon pool, that's fine. And with this IP, this 3.19.7.202, I want to allocate, I want to associate my master web server here. Okay, so that is the master web server. That looks good. And then I have got the IP here, and then if we go to this domain, that is very fine. And then I'll open up my domain provider, and I'll just add one A records to associate with a domain name. So here in this domain, I'll add some domain entry. I'll just make an A records, and I'll name it let's say Q23 demo master, and I want this to be pointed in this IP. Perfect. So let me just have a look. Obviously it is not going to propagate now. Oops, it is propagated. It's miracle things. Usually it does take a little bit time, like 10 minutes, but it's instant right now. That's fine. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a RDS instance that is for my database. So I'll create a MariaDB instance for this, and then I'll choose a dev test. For now, you can choose this one if you are deploying as a production, but for now I'm choosing dev or test. So I'll choose the free tier here, and then 20 GB is fine for now, and then I'll put the DB instance as WP. The master username should be root, and I'm putting some password here. That should be something like this. Great. So everything else I want to keep default. That's fine. And then I want to create it on the default VPC. Subnet, that should be default. Public accessibility, I need it as public for now. Later on you can modify it anytime. And the database name, I want to put Q23 demo. This everything goes well, and this is the backup option. You can create any sort of backup options. It ranging from 1 day to some days, but I'll keep the default one right now here, and then everything else fine. Then create database. So obviously it will take at least some time, like 7 to 10 minutes. So hang on for 7 to 10 minutes. So as you can see here, it is available. So my database engine is up, so we can use it over our WordPress installation. What we need from here, that is this endpoint. So let's go to the WordPress setup, and then hit continue, and then let's go for database setup, and then the database name that we have, Q23 demo, that is our database name, and then root, and then password I have given this ABCDEFG 1 2 3 4. So the database host should be your endpoint here, and we will keep it the table prefix as WP. I think there is a small catch, so I'll just cancel this progress here, and then let's look for this. This is the inbound traffic, and we have to open our port to everyone for now. So I'll go to inbound, and then I'll edit this rule, and I'll make it anywhere for now. And then everything else fine here. If you submit it, you're good to go. So we will run the installation here. Now I will put something Q23 demo, that is our nickname for this project, and then I will put the username as very common things for now. Perfect. So our WordPress is up right now, And then if we go to here, like admin, then it goes to the admin. Let's visit the site front. It's completely okay. So that's fine. That is our master node, and let me show you what we can do with this. Now we are going to connect our EC2 instance. Now what we will set up here, we will set up two S3 buckets, and we'll continuously sync all the codes and media assets from S3 to my EC2 instance, so that when I'll create load balancers, it will be very helpful. So let's connect, and before that I want to create a IAM role. That is actually let's go to role, then create role, and I want my EC2 instances, they should connect the AWS services such as S3 and others, and according to that I'm going to create a role, and in this role I put these things S3 full access. That means my EC2 instances are able to access S3 buckets. Okay, so great. I'll leave it for now, and I'll name it S3 full access. And let's go to EC2, and then I'll attach this IAM role to my master web server. So I'll go to instance settings, and then IAM role, and then here I'll choose S3 full access. Great. So now I will connect this master node here. Now what I'm going to do, that I want first I want my codes, the code base should be continuously backed up to S3 bucket. That will be something like this. I need to go to S3, and then let's create a bucket that should be Q23 demo WP codes. Everything else is fine here. And let's sync now. So when you have chosen Amazon Linux to AMI, it is actually pre-installed with AWS CLI. So we will issue this command AWS S3 sync, and then delete means the files which are not present, and if those files are present on that bucket, it should be deleted. So S3, and then there should be the directory for www, and then HTML, whatever there is in HTML. I want to copy everything to S3 bucket, and I'll just copy the bucket name from here. So it looks like everything has off here. That's great. Now what we will do the other way around, because we are going to create AMI from this instance. So we are going to set up a mini DevOps kind of things, so that this S3 bucket would be our code base, and whatever changes will be here in this S3, that will be completely reflected to our all the instances. So for that we want to do something like this. Let's create a cron tab for this. For doing cron tab, we have to edit this file, nano, and then etc, and then I should go to cron tab. Yes, so I want this sync should be every minute, so I'll do something like this. I'll just copy this line from here, and then I'll put this is the 1 minute. If you are not familiar with cron tab, you just follow through the documentation of cron tab. You'll understand what is this. This is particularly what I'm doing here. I'm just syncing from S3 to HTML directory every minute. So what we'll be doing, this will be our user Apache, and then command. The command will be AWS S3 sync, and what we need to sync here, that is let's put this delete. Now what we need to sync here, that would be S3, then our bucket name, and to my var www html, and that's it for now. So let's start the cron tab here. Let's great. So let's see the log. We should do tell, this should be sudo tell -f for log, and then cron. Yes, so we have got a sync here. So let me test some of the sync here. So I'll just put this healthy HTML. I'll just let's see, I'll just rename it to, or else do one thing. Can we create file? No, here. So I'll just create a file. Let's say that is my test file, and I want to create it. Let's put it into documents, and then that will be test dot. Oops, not here. So it'll be test dot txt, and then I'll upload this file here. From documents, test.txt, and then upload. So we have got a test.txt, and let's see we have got it in here or not. Let's run once again, I think just after a minute. yeah, we got async, and then let's see for www html, and then if we do ls, did we get the test? No. Okay, yeah, so that should be S3. Great. So let's edit the cron tab once more. So nano etc cron tab, and then it should be S3. So I think we have got a sync. Let's see whether we have got the file or not. Yes, we got it here. So that way it will work. So we will delete the test file from here. And subsequently this should be deleted from here. We have it. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, it is gone. So this syncing is working properly now. For this, I think this is sufficient for to create AMIs. So let's create the AMI here. From image, create image, and then we will put Q23 demo, everything else fine, and then create image. Great. So still we are getting this. So the server is up here, and still the AMI is it is getting created. So that's fine. Now we will navigate to S3 once more, and we will create a media bucket, because all of our medias that should be there in this directory, because we are going to use a CloudFront. So we will create Q23 demo media, and we want some public permission for this bucket. So we are actually removing all the private settings for this bucket, and it's clearly showing that this can be a public object. So now we will go to the permission, and we will go to bucket policies, and we will paste some policies here. So I'll just copy the policies that is given by AWS from my code snippet. And here this will be our bucket name. That would be Q23 demo media. That's great. So now we will sync the media as usual, just we did for the our code. So let's go to terminal once again, and the connection is right here. Yeah, so let's go to cron and sudo here. What we will do actually, from here, as this will be our right node, we will do the other way around here. So we will put this for HTML, and now we will be working as whatever there will be in the HTML code directory, that will be synced to our S3 bucket because it is our right node. So for www HTML, and then the same things we will be doing with the media. This should be WP content, and then uploads to we want to do it in media. That's great. So now let's test it from here. We will go to dashboard, then we will go to media. We'll just upload a file from here, from my pictures. Let's upload this. And we will check our S3 bucket whether this has come or not. We should wait a couple of minutes. Ideally it will be 1 minute. So we have got a sync here, and let's see. Yeah, so we have got this thing here. Let's see whether it has got the public permission or not. Yes, perfect. So it has got the public things. Now what we will be doing, we will create a CloudFront here. And I'll create a new one, and this will be the origin domain will be this q23 demo media, this one, and then I'll leave it the origin path because for first setup, if it is not a static website, then you can leave it, and everything else is fine here. Let me check. That's fine. So let's create the distribution, and it will at least take 15 minutes, so hang on for that. So in between, let's do some setting stuff here. So we want to change a permalink that should be our post name structure like this, and we want to save, and immediately you can see a htaccess file here. Let me go to this directory. Oops. And when our CloudFront is up, we need to change this htaccess, and according to our syncing rules, it should go to S3 also. Let's check. Yeah, so we got one htaccess here. So as you can see, still it is showing in progress. So in between that, we can set up our load balancers. So let's go to EC2. And then first we will create auto scaling groups. And this is the AMI we have created earlier, which is actually getting synced from S3. Whatever there will be in the S3 bucket of code, WP code, this will get synced every minute. So I'll select this. I'll select T2 micro for this, and then I'll name it Q23 demo ASG, that means auto scaling group. And the IAM role, I want this S3 full access, and then I want CloudWatch monitoring, and then everything else that is fine now. And then I add storage of 8 gigs. Then I want to open SSH web access, and for later use I want to open the Redis also. I'll show you how to do that to configure a Redis cache, which is actually running on port 6379. So let's review it, and then so everything else is good. Then create launch configurations. I'll put the same key as my security key here, and then the launch configuration, this will be something, let's name it Q23 demo. That would be LC. For the launch configuration, we want to start with 2 instances, and this will be our default VPC, and I'll choose all my subnets here. Subnets are automatically populated when you click here. So then I want for this we should scale between 2 to 5, and new instances will be kicked off if the average CPU utilization is sometimes it's overflowed. So you can put any target values here. Let's put the target value as 1, and then that's fine here. We don't want any notification for now, but if you want to create, you can put any SSS SNN topic here, and you can put your email here. That's great. So that's it. And then for this auto scaling group, I name it name at to Q23 demo ASG review, and that's fine. That maximum group size, minimum group size is 2, maximum is 5, and so create an auto scaling group, and it is successful. And so still no instances are getting up. Soon we will see some instances are getting up. Yes, 2 instances are getting up here. So if we go to instances, we can see 2 instances are getting off here. So bear with me for some time, it will be up. So here it is. You can see all the auto scaling group instances are up here. Now we will create a load balancer. So for load balancer, so just for a test, let's see what is the output here. So it is obviously, I think it is getting redirect. Let's see what is the URL, 18.2.1.8.2.7, and here it is 18.2.1.8. yeah. So looks like our instances are working as we want. So let's put it here, and then let's create a load balancer. So we will create an application load balancer, and for now this will be internet facing. We name it Q23 demo ELB, that is for elastic load balancer. It will be internet facing. Then the listeners is HTTP 80 port, availability zone we want this 3, and anything else here, I think that is good to go. And obviously we want this 2 settings, even the redis, to be opened. And then we need to create a target group. So we will go to create a new target group. That should be Q23 demo TG, we name it, and then we do it with the instances, and that is fine. We can put here healthy.html that we have created there, and then we put this to instances to the registered here. Okay, so next everything else is fine. So create. So if we go to target group, and then let's see what is the target. So the status is initials. Let's see. So while it is getting requested for its statuses, we will do something else here. That is, we want to create domain things here. So we will go to route 53. Now I want to create a new hosted zone. That is, let me name it Q23 demo. That's it, and then I think I have given some space. What's there? invalid characters. What is it? Q23 demo. What is there? Okay, so I want to create a new hosted zone here. Be q23 demo.quantorix.com. Quantorix.com, that is fine. And in my main domain setting, DNS settings, I will add all these entries. So this should be a name server records, and this should be q23 demo, and this points to this. Then I'll add one more, that should be q23 demo, and let me copy this. q23 demo, and then this. And the last one, this should be q23 demo, and then this. That's pretty good. So let's now create an A records here. It should be A records, and we want to create an alias, and this should be our this ELB q23 demo elastic load balancer, and then create. And when you go to, then let's go to EC2. Let's see what is the statuses of our target groups. And it shows healthy. That means our all target groups are working fine. So now if we go to here, which is our master node, we can see that IP is 3.19.7.202. and now let's go to here. Let's see it has been propagated or not. q23 demo.quantorix.com. Perfect, and it shows the IP address 316.235.133. That is actually our load balancer. So let's understand it properly. That is if you go to DNS checker here, and if you put this domain, you can see all this two IP addresses. This is actually our two target group or auto scaling group instances that is routed through a load balancer. Okay, so, and this is this is highly reliable. How it is reliable, I'll show you on simulating part here. Let's say I am just terminating this instance, let's say for any sort of mishappening. This instance is getting corrupted, or this instance is getting down. So if I terminate it, and let's go to our auto scaling groups, And here it is. So another instance has been kicked off, and this is terminated. I manually terminated, but in backup our autoscaling group has started another instance, so it is highly reliable. If one of the instances is failing, then AWS scaling group is responsible for rescuing you up. Okay, so now go to the here. Still you can get your website up. So now we are pending with the CloudFront setup here. So let's see what is the status here. It is showing it is deployed. So now let's go to here, and let's go here. First we need to make the HTTP access a little bit modified, so we will VI it, and then we don't need this line because we want everything is and I will put my domain name here for the CloudFront. It should be this. And so yes, that's it work. Let it gets propagated to all our instances. It will take a couple of minutes, and so now let's go to our site and then refresh. We are getting some errors here, so possibly let's inspect the HT access here. I believe this line should be at lost because the index.php rules should be satisfied first before it goes to the CloudFront domain. So let's put this here. I think this should be sufficient. We'll be good to go. Yes. So now let's edit this and put the image we got here. This image from media library, and then selecting it and pasting it here. Update. So updated. Now let's see what is there in the. So fine, it is there in the master node as well as in the load balancer. What is there? Let's see. Absolutely great. So let's see the network, what is there, and if we just filter out the images, and if you go there, you can easily see that it is coming from our S3 CloudFront origin. There may be some little bit redirection issue. This is temporary. Some people are getting it, but it's completely temporary. after some time, it's when the DNS is propagated properly, you will get your image assets URL from CloudFront. So don't worry about it. So this is the right configuration we are doing. So this is it, and let's say we are going to add some plugins to. So whenever we will be changing or whenever we will be doing some admin works, we will always do it from master node. Let's say we want to put some plugin. Let's go to add new, and then we want to put our Redis install, and then activate. Great. So this is the Redis object. Let's create Elastic Cache here. Let's create it from here. We are going for Redis, and we name it Q23 demo. Everything else is fine. That's great. So again, it will take at least 10 to 15 minutes for creating it, and we have given cache large. That is too large, so no problem, I'll delete afterwards. So let's see. So in between, we can take a look to our this in Q3 demo. Let's log in here, and then we'll put this. And if we go to plugins, install plugins, yes, here also we can see the Redis plugin has been propagated. This IP is 3.16.235.133 that you can see here. And if we go to master node, this IP is let's refresh. This is 3.19.7.202. So we are actually playing with both the load balancers instances and the master instances. That is purely gold for any sort of a website configuration. So let's see what is the status of Elastic Cache. It's still now modifying, so it will be up within some minutes, I believe. Let's check it one more time. Yes, it is available now. We will just copy this endpoint from here, and we will go to master and then settings, then enable the object cache, and then what we will do, again we will go to the codes, we will edit wp config php, and here we will define something like wp redis host, and we will paste this. Oops, I think we have missed it here. It should be this, and we don't need the port number as it default. So Let's see on the master. So it is showing not connected. Let's examine this. Let's go to here and then go to description, and then we can see we have to see the security groups here. So if we go to here and then modify, and let's yes, this has to be Redis here, and then modify again. It will take some minutes. So now it is showing available here. Now let's go to here and let's check the status. Yeah, so it is connected. And now go to our slave nodes and check the settings. Here it is also connected. So now if you go to here, the first time it loads this way, and if you refresh now, it's much faster.